mayor done? Do you know like the murder rates up in Brazil are still there? They're high. What is this? See, there's something else deeper that's going on behind the scenes here. But I tell you what. Cris Cyborg done do more. She's done more to put the city of Curitiba on the map than this mayor. What has this mayor done? Do you know like the murder rates up in Brazil are still there? They're high. What has this person done? What kind of hope does this mayor give these kids? What kind of hope? At least Cris Cyborg giving these kids some hope that they can do it. They can make it. You just gotta put a little elbow grease in. You just gotta grind. You just gotta scratch. You just gotta claw. But you can make it. I made it. You don't have to be. I know it's gonna get rough on you. I know things are gonna get rough. And I know people might make fun of you, but that's okay because I did it. And if I did it, then you can do it. Every last child that know Cris Cyborg done affected in that city of Curitiba. Every last child that she affected here in those hospitals with all those sick kids that she go see that's terminally ill, and nobody give a damn about them. She giving all them kids hope. But what does this mayor do? I'm surprised she don't, but she don't. She don't. She don't start doing bad things. She don't start really getting on people and talking people down. You know, she don't do that. You know why she don't do that? Because of her character. Because of her character. This woman can't catch a break. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. This woman had to fight the UFC. She had to fight the bullies. She got to, face her opponent in the octagon. Okay, she got to fight all the critics that's calling her names. Okay, and every time she cut on the computer, if she Google her name, you're going to see a million negative things about this woman who's done nothing but try to inspire people and be positive. But people don't like her. And you know why they don't like her? You know why they don't like her? See, they try to use that whole thing as a cover-up. Like, oh, it's the steroids. But, that's 7 years ago. But then the same people who, they come on right now talking about they can't stand her, but then they still love John Jones. But they still love people like Ken Shamrock. They still love Brock Lesnar. They still love these people. But then a woman like Cyborg, see, that's a cover-up. Even if Cyborg never would have got busted in 2011, they probably would have already been saying where she on. See, they would have already implied it. The same way they do it to Amanda Nunes. And God bless, because Amanda Nunes ain't tested positive for nothing. The same way they try to do it to Claudia Gadelha. Claudia Gadelha ain't tested positive for nothing. Okay? The same way they try to do it. They try to give people that they want to look down on. They want to give them the whole steroid thing. Oh, it's another Brazilian. Uh-oh.
I've been watching.
Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, because you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
I want to start this video off with a shout out to CSH Combat Sports, Coach Shelton Harris. That's whose voice you just heard that was, going in on Brazil for deciding to remove Cris Cyborg's mural. And this is, I completely, like, when you listen to that, like, it's just, there's so much in there, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty powerful. So I'm going to put a link in the description to that video because he makes a lot of good points. Cris Cyborg is a good person when it comes to her personality. She's, billed as some cheater and, whatever. But she's only failed, one drug test. There's guys and girls in the UFC who have failed USADA drug tests, but they're not really labeled, as steroid heads. You know what I'm saying? And some people say, oh yeah, but you can't deny that her figure, her, bone structure permanently changed. Well, motherfucker, if Cris Cyborg's bone structure is permanently changed, wouldn't John Jones's or any of these guys change their bone structure with steroids too, right? So even if they get off the steroids, their bone structure's changed and they're still cheating. So if you're gonna call Cris Cyborg this fucking straight cheater, then you have to say the same thing about every one of these other motherfuckers that have failed. Because what people say is, even though she only failed one time, is her bone structure changed. So you gotta keep that same energy. But on top of that, Cris Cyborg, when you do see her out in public, she's not really ever being a bad person. She will put a woman on deck, as we saw with Angela Magana, who was trolling on Twitter, so Cris Cyborg had to, you know, let her know what's up. Hey, what was that shit you were saying on Twitter, sweetie? Because I'm right here now. I'm just letting you know I don't appreciate that shit. And Angela Magana, bubba boom, we all know the story. You ended up getting, you know the story. But either way, let's take it to this, to Cris Cyborg. You know, she is an inspiration. Like, as far as you think of Brazil and just any country, you know what I'm saying, where people grow up, and I don't want to call it a third world country, but you know what I'm saying, where there's a lot of poverty, and all you hear about is the crime rates and the murder rates and all of this stuff about these countries. Then you have someone come through in the form of Cris Cyborg. You don't think of the murder rate or the crime rate when you think of Cris Cyborg. You think of the best female fighter on the planet. I mean, unless you go off the haters, everyone has haters. Cris Cyborg has more than others for whatever reason. Maybe it's because she, you know, it was Cyborg versus Rousey and people didn't like that. Whatever reason, man. Cyborg takes a lot of heat, and it doesn't seem really warranted when you think about what she does as a person. You see her working with terminally ill kids. You don't see her talking trash like Colby Covington, and yo, Colby Covington might have been right. That's kind of a serious note, because Colby Covington said, yo, Brazil is a dump, the people are filthy animals. I gotta admit, anybody that's gonna remove, you know what I'm saying, an inspirational person from painting, and I don't think this is just because, oh, it was too, the marble was too pretty. This motherfucking thing has been up since 2016, so it seems, it's, in my opinion, it's probably something like political. Oh, Cyborg didn't want to come to my niece's fucking birthday party, and I'm the mayor, so we're about to tear some shit down. You know, something stupid like that, because it's been up. Cyborg hasn't did anything like failed another drug test or did anything outside of the octagon to seem like a bad person. She didn't hit no fucking pregnant woman in a car. She didn't do anything. She didn't get caught doing anything, but all of a sudden we gotta remove this fucking Cyborg mural. And you know what I'm saying? But either way, what I was saying is, anyone that's gonna just remove an inspirational person from a figure like this, you're probably a fucking filthy animal. Where's my boy Colby Covington at? Actually, I think Colby Covington's gonna be in Brazil at UFC 224, motherfucker. So keep that same energy when Colby's. No, I'm just playing, bro. But yeah, I'm not gonna make this video too long. If you want to hear more on this topic, go check out Coach Shelton Harrison's video. I'll put a link in the description. And yeah, man, it is what it is. The mayor of Brazil has ordered the removal of the Cris Cyborg mural. Cris Cyborg wasn't too happy about it. She's saying, listen, it's not deleting, you know, it's not deleting, this isn't my story. The fact that my mural's getting taken down, that's not the story of Cyborg. You know, there's no way to erase the story of Cyborg from my fans' hearts. Just because this dude's doing this, my fans still know the deal. And she's saying, you know, I don't understand why Curitiba isn't supporting an athlete who represents the city. You know, it's a shame. But with that being said, man, I agree with Cris Cyborg. And even if you're not a fan of Cris Cyborg, you'll probably agree this is pretty fucked up. And there's some good points with what not only Coach Shelton Harrison had to say, but me. I really am looking to see what some of you guys have to say, because that's one of your only arguments. When you say Cris Cyborg's only popped once, you say, well, her bone structure permanently changed, so she's better than the other women still. So if that's the case, isn't Brock Lesnar and John Jones and all of these other people that have failed for steroids in the past, isn't their bone structure permanently changed? Doesn't that mean that their bone structure is different than the people who didn't take steroids? So shouldn't it be the same thing? If Cris Cyborg is a cheater, shouldn't all these motherfuckers be the same cheater? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments though. Let the full-time family, I already said that shit, I'm out. And as always, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOWG.